But yeah, xanderhal, crickets, here we go. It's gonna be so poggers, you know, throwing innocent creatures at a bunch of people trying to have a conference. Yeah, it's poggers. It's like PogChamp, you know what I mean?
Guys, you know what? I take back all those mean things I've said about the British. The Brits are alright. They did something based a couple days ago. Something that I'm surprised I hadn't heard about until today. This is genuinely one of the funniest...
It's not based, it's ridiculous. And this person hates free speech.
...stories I've had the pleasure of covering in the realm of politics on my stream. Like, how did I not hear about this in chat the other day, frankly? Like, how did you guys not know about it enough to be talking about it? Wait until you hear this headline. People who haven't heard it before are not going to believe it when they hear it. Youth activists released...
These people always call themselves like the libertarian left, by the way. Maybe he doesn't anymore. Maybe he's realized that he's not a libertarian. He really wanted his girlfriend to face charges for whatever the fuck he was suddenly angry about. He was like shitting on her for using drugs, and he's a fucking weed smoker, you know. Based means nothing to me. I still say based. It means good, but I don't know. It's probably a bit embarrassing at my age, to be fair.
These thousands of live crickets at anti-trans conference in London.
Anti-trans conference? Where do you get your news from? Is it Pink News by any chance? Actually, wait a sec. I mean, I can just look it up. I want to know where he gets his fucking media from. Them.us? Is this the same wording?
Who haven't heard it before are not going to believe it when they hear it. Youth activists released thousands of live crickets at anti-trans conference in London.
Yep, is this article. Let's have a quick look. Anti-trans advocacy group. That's how we know we're dealing with a professional outlet. Oh, I'm probably finishing soon, but I will try it out soon, I promise. I definitely need to do that with like ally shit, to be honest. Trans exclusionary alternative to Stonewall. Does that even fucking... Is that true? Who fucking knows? Anti-trans activist Jamie Reed. This is the most, like, biased source ever. I'm not surprised at all that xanderhal is using this source. Mother Turf J.K. Rowling. Again, is this a professional fucking writer? Really? Really nibber? Anyway. Trans kids deserve better. UK trans rights group. Yes, these people making our shit look insane and cooked and ridiculous. Like, this is fucking pathetic. The reporter cricket said. Oh, okay, yeah. These people are fucking idiots. Get the best of what's queer. Can you see that? Can you see that? Yep, you can see that. Yep, that's the source. So, first issue using extremely biased sources, unironically.
The conference, which was hosted with opening remarks by J.K. Rowling, that's right.
We already read this bit, or heard this bit.
I suppose. So here's the original tweet that made this headline hit and go viral. I have a feeling this person might have been the one that released the crickets. I have a suspicion. Listen, guys, can I just say I think it's really funny that someone was like, okay, without hurting anyone or committing literal terrorism, how can I disrupt a massive gathering of mostly women?
People were like 15 or 16 years old. Yeah. They're like completely fucking groomed into this shit. I mean, well, you've seen how fucking entertainers talk to young people about trans issues. It's terrifying, quite frankly. I believe those unhinged people do more harm to the trans and LGBT movement than any conservatives. Maybe. They definitely do harm, and these kind of idiots will not even accept that these people are a problem. Actually, this fucking idiot used to like shit on like trans activists, but I guess he doesn't anymore because that's where the bucks come from. This is a massive grift. This guy is a complete grifter. I think Cirrus and Shark Zero, whatever his name is, they're probably grifters as well because it's easy. Anyone can do that shit. They're not bringing anything new to the table. But like, yeah, this guy is like, he's unashamed. He's not even openly a fucking grifter, and he is like unabashed and unashamed about this shit. Shameless, that's the word. Like, all of this shit is shameless. Like, the shit that these people are pushing, like, you have to have no shame to push that kind of shit. Like, that's the best word I can find for it.
In a big room, could I release some sort of agent that isn't harmful or illegal? Like, what could I do that would scare a group?
God, his content is so boring as well. Like, ooh, what can I do? Let's think of ideas. Wow, amazing. I know, let's throw some defenseless creatures under these people's feet. That'll really do it. Allies are the most insufferable people I've ever encountered. They're extremely condescending, yes, and hypocritical when it comes to LGBT people who do not agree with the majority opinion. Yes, exactly. So they're not allies to me. Like, to me, an ally supports, like, trans issues. They don't go after any trans person that thinks differently to them. You know?
Group of most... I'll release a shitload of bugs! Cause, like, think about it. You know the majority of people here are women. The chairs are purple, for God's sakes. Whoever thought this up...
Okay, that's the most accidental fucking... That's the most accidental misogyny ever. Is there really that much money in the trans grift? There's not a huge amount, but there's some. This guy has never really worked as far as I know. He's like 23 or something. And, you know, 90k subscribers. Because him and his girlfriend were like living off of his shit when he was bigger than he is now, you know? And I mean, it's not just the trans shit, you have to understand. Like, these people don't just grift one thing at a time. So we watched Surus Skeptic, he's an atheist grifter and a trans grifter. This person is like anti-Trump. So third-party votes helping Trump win. Asmongold. We've got Elon Musk again, wow. Matt Walsh, pro-Kamala, hating on Blair White because these people hate trans people. Shitting on Israel, more Trump, the quartering, Trump again. You get what I'm saying. So it's multiple grifts.
Up was a genius because they were like, I'm willing to bet the majority of people in this audience are the type of person to scream and run at the sight of a bug, especially if it's a lot of bugs. That's why a lot of these chairs are empty, it would seem, despite...
Listen, I'm a male. My partner is a female. I'm the one that doesn't like spiders, not her. The same with her sister. Her husband, like, hates spiders, like, cannot deal with them. Same as me. He's a male too, but sure.
J.K. Rowling headlining the opening statements of this.
I hate how easy it is for these people to justify disrupting or ruining the other side's talks. Yeah. And if it starts happening to them too, then hey, this is what started it. This is what normalized it. So hey. Oh, Cameron was talking about like pro-trans grifting, like what someone like xanderhal is. All big biz want to be ally. Yeah, true. Ultimate virtue signaling. I'm a cis-sexual man and I hate spiders too. There you go. But then, I don't know, this guy looking like this, does he know anything about women? Not much.
They're everywhere. They're bitches to catch too. I've had a few crickets get in my house in my open back door, and they're so annoying to catch. Everyone's standing up. They're clearing out. Holy shit.
Oh my god, it's hilarious. There's people like standing up and some of them are talking slightly. Pete Suck, hello, you're female, I think. There we go. Point proven, xanderhal is stupid.
I really don't think anybody released the bugs. I actually think those bugs came from, one of the most famous TERFs out there. J.K. Rowling. They actually came from J.K. Rowling. You guys know that, right?
Oh my god, this is so hilarious, Xander.
Don't you guys know that, there's like some GoPro footage of, the experience of what it's like to be J.K. Rowling's, maid. This is J.K. Rowling's maid who recorded GoPro footage of their last visit to her mansion. And, this is what happens when you catch her in the mold. When you catch her when when the rot is consuming.
Yeah, one day it'll happen to him, so I don't know.
I told you to stay out of here!
Oh my god, it's so funny, isn't it, Sir Callow? You get me. This is hilarious. I think this is the funniest thing I've ever seen. You know what? Next time, what xanderhal should do, just like get a piece of paper, draw like something ugly, like draw an ugly person, hold it up to the camera, and then be like, "Hey guys, I drew J.K. Rowling."
All right, you little cocksucker, let's get down.
Mate, how long does this bit need to go on for? At least another minute. Okay.
I want to know where the bugs come from, guys. You don't want to know where the bugs come from. You don't want to know how she makes the bugs. Anyway, LGB Alliance.
Listen, I'm so sorry. I've killed half of my audience by playing things that are way too funny for airing. That is an act of terrorism on my part. Quite frankly, misogyny as well. And I just want to apologize.
A hate group was founded in 2019 as a trans exclusionary alternative to Stonewall, the largest LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe. That is insane. The largest quote-unquote LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe is an anti-trans hate group. Good God. Anti-trans activist Jamie Reed was reportedly about Anyway, LGB Alliance, a hate group, was founded in 2019 as a trans exclusionary alternative to Stonewall, the largest LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe. That is insane.
Is it? Stonewall has been huge for ages.
The largest quote-unquote LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe is an anti-trans hate group.
No. Yeah. Wait, what? Hang on. He's misunderstanding, right? Hang on. As an alternative to Stonewall, the largest advocacy organization in Europe, he thinks that LGB Alliance is the largest one?
LGB Alliance, a hate group, was founded in 2019 as a trans exclusionary alternative to Stonewall, the largest LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe. That is insane. The largest quote-unquote LGBTQ plus advocacy organization in Europe is an anti-trans hate group.
He doesn't even understand. That's not even what it says. They're saying that they're an exclusion, they're an alternative to Stonewall, and then bigging up Stonewall. You can't even read your own fucking retarded fucking journalists correctly. Somehow.
Good God. And
this is why you edit things out, man. Everyone gets shit wrong sometimes, but like, you just completely fucking balls that one up. Like, what are you doing? Edit this shit out, at least. Talk to your fucking editor. Get him to check some of the shit you say, because you obviously don't watch your own shit back to make sure you're making any fucking sense whatsoever. Like, oh my God.
Anti-trans activist Jamie Reed was reportedly about to speak when the bugs were done.
People are listening to this guy because I literally don't know. I literally don't know. He was big, he was big in like 2020-ish because he did one of those how I left the alt-right videos. You know what I mean? Where people would say, oh, I used to be an alt-right, or I used to be like really into like Trump and shit, and then I became a leftist because of this and that and the other. Like, that was a huge deal in like 2020 or something. And that's literally why he's famous. He hung around Vorsh a long time, which helped a little bit, but Vorsh is a lolicon and doesn't he doesn't collaborate with people he's friends with, so it really wasn't. He just became part of an echo chamber rather than getting any support from any of that shit. Another progressive victory goon. Yes, exactly.
Dumped. According to tweets, J.K. Rowling spewed her bugs. Reed was a former caseworker at Washington University Transgender Center who has since pivoted to becoming a whistleblower, quote-unquote, speaking out about the supposed harm of gender-affirming care for youth.
The supposed harm of gender care for youth. There is definitely harm, because if one person fucking detransitions and they've got like irreversible shit taken from their body or done to their body that no longer want. I cannot speak anymore. I'm so sorry. Then that's harm. Like, this is retarded. Even this is like stupid as fuck. You know what I mean? Speaking out about the supposed harms. You're idiots. Whoever wrote this, what's your name? I want to find out this actual fucking person's name so I can call them an idiot personally. Who are they? I don't care. I don't care if this is boring. I'm fucking looking until we find it. They didn't even say. Doesn't even say which fucking retard wrote this utter bullshit that idiots like xanderhal will then look at and be like, oh yeah, this is totally real news. It's bullshit. This happened. Yeah. That's about it. That's about it. The rest is bullshit.
Yeah, I get it. The pay at those clinics is pretty low. The conference also hosted an opening message by none other than Mother Turf J.K. Rowling, who was met with applause when she stated during her remarks that lesbians don't have penises.
They didn't want their names on this shit, yeah. Well, I don't know. I tend to lean towards they didn't want their names on there because they know they're talking complete bullshit, and this is just a complete fucking hatchet job to push our side of the story, you know what I mean?
The anti-trans author has since taken to X condemning the noble cricket soldiers. Quote, did any of those releasing insects in an attempt to sabotage at Alliance LGB conference have a split second of sanity in which they thought, wait, hold on.
Did any of those releasing insects in an attempt they thought, am I in fact people that had
Oh my god, he's doing a British accent. How funny is this?
homophobic?
Ma'am, these crickets are allies. I love that way of ending the paragraph.
Yep. Much in the same way that this guy's an ally. Shouldn't be where they are. Easily crushed. Not good for a huge amount except for feeding to snakes.
It appears
in a video game
that the activists behind the cricket chaos are trans kids deserve better. A UK trans rights group. On Instagram, the group posted a satirical video.
I'm going to go ahead and call it. This person has absolutely no idea about anything to do with this group called Trans Kids Deserve Better. He knows zero about what they're actually about and what they do, other than the shit that they pulled at this conference. But he's going to have nothing but, like, adoration for them and assume that they must be the most based thing ever. I bet that's it.
Video of someone in a cricket costume reporting the breaking news of the incident. Quote, our sources at the scene tell us that the talk by Jamie Reed on taking away trans healthcare was stopped by these brave bugs, with thousands of six-legged friends hopping about
it. Wasn't even stopped. There was like one talk that didn't go ahead, and they carried on with everything else.
In protest, the reporter cricket said. You see, there's nothing illegal about busing crickets to protest. It's completely legal. There's absolutely nothing illegal or criminal about busing crickets to protest. It's completely allowed. The crickets went on to say that while LGBT Alliance claims to be harmless, they've opposed conversion therapy bans and platformed proud...
What conversion therapy is done in the UK? Why doesn't anyone ever think about that? Who cares if they oppose fucking... Actually, no. Thinking about it, the way that these people talk about conversion therapy is they want anything that isn't the affirmative model that WPATH has. They want anything that's not that denounced as conversion therapy, even like talking therapy, you know, like trying to understand other issues before we go ahead and rip your fucking crotch in half or whatever the fuck. Like, fuck, my brain is dying. Yeah, what conversion therapy happens in this country? Why would we ban it if there's none? Conversion therapy bans in the UK almost download your mum's job. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. That's why I think this is actually like dodgy and not just because conversion therapy to me means something very different to what these people are calling it. Like, what is conversion therapy? That's what the BBC fucking says. Conversion therapy tries to change someone's sexual... Yeah, so it's very easy to lump things in that are not necessarily harmful as gender conversion therapy, right? Well, their definition of conversion therapy is telling a kid maybe they need a few more years to think it over, so I guess it's pretty rampant in the UK now. Okay, yeah. You get me. That's fine. Listen, I can't, in good conscience, call the kind of shit that people call conversion therapy. I think that's the kind of disgusting shit that people were doing back when people who were gay were, like, very oppressed and shit like that. This is, like, mad. Also, this didn't go anywhere. This is 20th of September, fair enough. Died in the House of Lords. At least someone had sense. A number of medical practitioners said a ban which still allowed for explorative therapies is possible and has already been enacted in other countries. Some healthcare professionals already felt under pressure to take a purely affirmative model to young people who said they want to transition. This is an NHS committed report. We're literally saying professionals feel under pressure to do things the way that fucking WPATH wants you to do. You know what I mean? Like, it's so fucking dodgy. They're not trying to get rid of actual conversion therapy because it doesn't really fucking exist in this country. It's other stuff they're trying to get rid of.
that while LGB Alliance claims to be harmless, they've opposed conversion therapy bans and
I remember one British comedian in the early YouTube days did a skit where he called a conversion therapist to be turned gay because he couldn't store a female. That's quite funny. The same as the so-called trans genocide just doesn't exist. They felt under pressure because it was the NHS policy. Ah, fair enough.
platformed proud speeches about shutting down trans healthcare. Quote, who are they helping, the bug said. Quote, with these crickets deciding to fight transphobia, many bugs are standing up for trans kids right now. Antennae held up high. Guys, the crickets are fighting for you. The crickets...
Not if you're going to transition, then detransition, and then never be able to breastfeed your own child because whilst you were still able to have a child, you lost your tits too soon. But hey, let's be gung-ho about everyone else's kids because we don't have any. Does this guy have any kids? Do any of these fucking people have any kids? Of course they fucking don't.
are pro-trans. In a separate statement posted to accompany the group's crowdfunding campaign, Trans Kids Deserve Better said 6 of us released about 6,000 crickets into hate group LGB Alliance's annual conference. I will say, I think that I hope they all had 1,000 crickets each and released them in different areas. Like they all split up and released them like to maximize the spread of cricketry. What is a group of crickets called, by the way? What is a...
They're awful cricket jokes. Are certainly going to get crickets. I think Ty Rivera already did that one. Yeah. I'm still rolling on the floor laughing about him calling J.K. Rowling some character from a video game. That one's still, I'm still struggling to breathe a bit on that one.
Group of crickets called... An orchestra? No way! Guys, it was an orchestra of crickets. The fucking board of the Boreal Valley theme starts playing.
Let's see how he acts if this happens to a trans conference, which, hey, they did it first. They'd end up deserving it now. But hey, this person, the shit he believes, it's gone completely off the rails. I used to actually watch xanderhal in like 2020. And I thought he might have been smart, but then I wasn't really thinking much about what I was listening to either, so it was probably quite easy to suck me into that shit. But yeah, Mary, my friend, has had a kid and can't do it, and it breaks my heart. Yeah, I mean, it's an important bonding thing for a lot of mothers, like ones that are able to, certainly. I'm not saying everyone does, but yeah, people need to understand that those are the consequences. And they're not always explained very clearly, unfortunately, or the young mind just kind of glosses over all that because they don't realize how important it might be one day in life. And this kind of thing is why I'm against kids transitioning, to be quite honest.
Fucking Dark Souls music. Oh, you got a license for those crickets? Oh my god, they're having to vacuum them up. They're everywhere.
What did you think they were going to have to do? Oh my god, they brought a vacuum. Yeah?
Dude, you know there were women screaming when they realized they had crickets on them, dude. Mind you, I feel I should let you guys know, crickets are absolutely harmless. These ones in particular, these are meal crickets. Completely harmless. You buy them from pet stores to feed to reptiles and snakes and stuff like that, and like lizards and whatnot. They're completely harmless. They don't even bite. The worst they could do is poop on.
If I took a shit into xanderhal's lap, that's probably harmless, but he still probably doesn't want it on him. You know what I'm saying?
Someone, I guess. I suppose someone could be allergic to them. Worst case scenario, but like, it's a cricket. There's crickets outside.
Yeah, someone might be allergic to him, someone might die, who cares, right? They're TERFs, they're not even human to you. Was he ever funny? No. No, he wasn't. Oh my god.
They'd be just as likely to have an allergic reaction going outside where there are crickets walking in the grass, you know?
Oh yeah, there's another reason why the detrans data is not trustworthy. Some detransitioners are still called trans because they probably need things like hormones, potentially. Like, if I detransitioned, I would still need some form of hormones because my body doesn't produce anything. So I would technically still be trans in that way. So yeah, there's lots of reasons. If you want to meet in public to broadcast, you don't like a group of people, or don't find them valid, you have to expect something like this. What, do you mean this going on here? Do you think that's what they're doing, broadcasting they don't like a group of people, or don't find them valid?
Now it's like, at that point, it's like you can't really, like that alert allergy, you can't claim someone was like committing assault by exposing someone to a cricket. But yeah. Yeah, people tried to say they were a health hazard, despite them being clearly bought at a pet store, you know, considering the cardboard shit they have there to eat and live on that you get from the pet store when you buy crickets. What just autoplayed? What the hell, website? UK fucking news website? You can't autoplay something that contains scenes that some viewers may find distressing. A completely unrelated story just autoplaying. I hate when news websites...
Why is this in? Cut this shit out. He has an editor. This person has an editor. Like, what the fuck?
Let's do that, dude. It really does upset me. Yeah, man. What can I say? Looks like the crickets are allies. It looks like crickets...
They're allies because someone else put a bunch of them in a room. Wow. Amazing.
...have joined the trans right...
This conference is about shaming and invalidating trans people. I don't think that's fair. I think it's a potential kind of side effect or something. But I mean, what was it? LGB Alliance. I mean, the other thing is a lot of, well, I say a lot of, a growing amount of like gay people are seeing the sort of disproportionate amount of gay people that end up being trans, whether they're actually trans or not, because a lot of people are transitioning now. And they're seeing that as kind of an attack. So to them, this isn't a conference about invalidating and shaming people. It's a conference about sticking up for their own shit, you know what I mean? So it's very easy to kind of word it in a way that centers trans people in the issue, but it's not necessarily the case. And the other truth is, these people have been able to do, they've been able to do conferences. Trans people and pro-trans people have been able to, whatever the shit, you know, do the other shit. No one's done this. And now potentially people are just going to do it on both sides. You know what I mean? All the videos I saw are a bunch of non-trans people agreeing with trans. The other thing you have to understand is a lot of these people have probably not been able to speak very freely about their experiences. Like, that was very much the case for me. Like, people do consider that what I'm doing is like an anti-trans thing, that I'm talking about trans stuff and invalidating it and stuff. To me, that's not the case, because I've not been able to talk about any of my own ideas and my own thoughts on like trans for a long time because of how taboo all this shit is and because my opinions are taboo. So it's a little bit difficult. I think their message had been stronger had they focused on LGBT, not the T they are excluding. Maybe. But yeah, I don't know. I try not to center these as like being around trans people. Like, really, you've got like pro-trans people and then pro-women people, pro-LGBT, pro-evangelical Christianism or whatever. I don't know.
Trans rights movement. Absolutely fantastic news. They're going to be fantastic help in the fight against transphobia. So,
well, no, they all got fucking hoovered up, you retard. 9 out of 10 gender non-conforming kids turn out to just be gay and not transition if left alone. Yeah, that's where the kind of trans stuff does start to come into it. And then some other people feel that their kind of reputation is being, like, ruined. I don't like some of their beliefs. I understand why they feel the way I do. Yeah, I feel the same way. Imagine being part of a group, then when you talk about your own group, you're shunned for having ideas. Yes, exactly. That's been a long time. That's been a lot of my life, unfortunately. I say a lot of my life, the last few years. I was pretty soy and pretty pro-trans by this idiot standards until probably somewhere in 2021. I totally agree with the homophobia of trans activism that comes out from it. That's fair enough. Yeah, listen, you know, I'm not saying you shouldn't criticize the LGBT Alliance or like kind of point out what seems to be at least one of the effects from what they're doing, which, you know, can be seen as like transphobia to some people. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's why I'm very resistant to the kind of framing that these people use, I guess.
So, go ahead and give a salute to our comrades, the crickets. You know, we're fighting the good fight together. Fuck transphobia. Both humans and crickets have agreed on something finally, for the first time in the history of this planet. Besides maybe that grass is nice, who knows. Anyway, with that said, I know this is a bit of a shorter segment, but I figured it would be fun to cover. There's not much to talk about other than how absolutely hilarious this is and how based it was to have happened. So with that said, if you found this entertaining, educational, or just downright enjoyable, consider dropping a like. Every thumbs up, totally free, really...
There you go, and the video's already finished. So, like, what did we even get? This was fucking nothing. I reacted to something else of his, and it was just literally nothing. Yeah, Ally Palooza #1. Allies suck. All of them that I've seen today. Awful, awful shit. You can have this, I guess. I'm gonna finish in a minute. Yeah. Not a fan of the Allies, I'm afraid. Maybe I'll watch some more and they'll impress me a bit more. I only watched one that I've seen before and already know is shit. That's the worst thing. 2 of them, I was like, I don't know about these people. I don't know. But yeah, it sucks. It sucks. You don't have to cuck yourself if you're a cis person into defending whatever this is, into affirming people, unless you want them to give you money, I guess, in which case that's a really good idea. Maybe.